Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to our movie club. Today we discuss a pretty old movie, 1949, or sometimes it's on YouTube, it's 1950. I don't know why. On IMDb, it's 1949, but I think it's not really important. So Samson and Delilah, right? It's Delilah. Samson and Delilah. And what I knew about the story, it's only the song about Delilah. So I have to learn this, and I actually enjoyed it. But I think that nowadays this movie would be banned, cancelled, because it shows women in very bad sense. My impression. Teach me, what do you think?
Yeah, back in those days, yeah, women were more submissive. Yeah.
Like Satan. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's nice. Okay,
but Delilah was a modern woman, Delilah, because she went after Samson this time.
Yeah. Okay, let's start with characters. So, could you please name some characters from the movie?
Okay. First, the main character is Samson.
Who is he?
He's just a man, very strong man from a village. And
He's a leader, right, of the tribe. Okay. What do you remember the name of the tribe? Danites or something. So it was a tribe from Dan. Something. So, but they are Jewish, actually. What should we understand? So they are oppressed by another tribe. Right? Okay. Next one.
Delilah.
Delilah.
She's Philistine.
Philistine. She's from this tribe, Philistine, right?
Philistine, and she's a daughter of a king.
No, she's the daughter of some rich man, I believe.
No,
A
she's
king?
princess.
No, correct me if I'm wrong. She wasn't a princess, right?
Yes.
She was just a daughter of some rich guy.
Merchant.
Yeah, but prince wanted to marry her. This kind of a ruler of 5 cities. Okay, Samson, Delilah, who else? Who is important?
I don't remember her name. Delilah's sister.
Delilah's sister, right? The first bribe, right? It's a bribe of Samson. Who else? Protagonist. Who was protagonist of Samson? What was his name? Arthur? Arthur, I guess. Who is he?
He's a lieutenant.
Okay. Okay. He was a military guy, right? He was in charge of military. Okay, and this king, right? Or prince, what was his name? I don't remember.
Sanar.
Okay.
And I remember her sister. Yes. Delilah's sister name was Simida.
And another lady that was also important. Do you remember? Another lady, Jewish lady with a small guy. Miriam.
Miriam.
Okay.
Well, it means Mary.
Okay. She was also important, right? Okay. What about Lion? Is he a character here? Lion is very important. I know about Samson only because of Lion. Because it was in some kind of idioms or so like this. Okay, are we ready to answer some questions? So I made some questions using some, aggregator or something, some artificial intelligence to make these questions, so not by myself. So we can try to answer them. Leila, could you please tell us about Samson?
Yeah.
Yeah. Question number 1.
Okay. I didn't know anything about the biblical story, so first I watched the film, and I thought Samson is a
a very strong man, athletic, strong, but I wasn't sure if he was intelligent enough. So I have learned from the story that he is one of the leaders of Danites, I think.
Yep.
And I think Samson likes to be independent. Even his mother is asking him to get married, blah blah. So what I thought that Samson is a good-hearted but not too intelligent leader. And
Yeah,
also
actually, I don't understand the kind of the reason of his leadership, right? So he was not elected, right? He was
could
not.
be because of his strength.
Yeah, so just a big boy, to solve the problem. So if we have a problem, we call Samson, right?
And now I wonder, what is the biblical narrative story? Samson's
We need
character
Gerard to
from
understand this. So Gerard, what's any difference between Bible story and
I
movie?
think it must be quite close. But we on the beginning we see that Samson is obsessed with this blonde woman, Simida. He's very obsessed with her, but it doesn't look that he cares about God. For him, the most important thing was this woman.
Mhm.
can I ask something?
Those-
He was so determined that he was going to marry a lady from Philistine.
Yep.
Okay, what was the reason for this? I couldn't catch it.
He loved her, I think. He was, astounded by her. Sometimes it's happened with men. We see a woman and we decide we should marry her, without any logical explanation.
I don't know.
Well, it happened to me once.
Okay, we will have another session for this.
Okay, and this girl was Simida, right? Simida. So it's first bride of
The mother.
Simada. Okay, Simada.
Simida.
Okay. Okay. That's all about him, right? But what is his profession? What's his occupation?
I mean, he is a kind of, he reminded me of Robin Hood. He doesn't have anything to do. He eats, apples in such a way that I wanted to eat apple too. He's, he does nothing, just wandering around, and he's a kind of robber.
No. Actually, at the beginning of the movie, he had a profession, right? He had occupation. He was what's the name for him? Hoarder for the gods.
Shephered.
Yeah,
Shephered.
Ah, really?
So he
I
never
miss-
got any, let's say, military education or some kind of education.
Literally shepherd, or is a chopper? I don't know.
Shepherd, I guess. So
SH, shepherd.
Shephered.
Okay.
A shepherd leads a flock of sheep. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
chopper
shepherd.
is the man who cuts the trees.
Oh, no, that's not a shepherd.
Lumberjack.
Okay.
Lumberjack.
Yeah, lumberjack cuts down trees.
Ivan knows about that.
Yeah. Okay, so he was a shepherd, right? And he was brave enough to go to Philistine, right? Because it was another tribe, right? It's a tribe who ruled this land at this time. And he was nobody. She was a daughter of a rich man. And still he was about to marry her. So what we can tell about him? It's a
He's
brave,
in love.
self-confident guy, right? So he was pretty confident about himself. Okay, let's talk about Delilah then. So about the beginning of the movie, right? So in the before the events. So question number 2. Vasant, could you please help us?
Yeah, Delilah was she had love interest with Samson, but Samson was in love with her sister. But somehow she expected him to fall in love with her, but it didn't happen. She tried so many tactics to deceive the rest of the people, to make it more real, Um, so, but eventually she did it. Right? Somehow with her deceiving skills, she beat Samson in that riddle competition. She made him to lose, so so that he will hate her sister and will eventually marry her. Then her plan worked very well.
Yeah, but in the beginning, do you remember she was flirting with him, right? She wanted his attention, right?
Oh yeah, she was in love with his physique. He's a masculine guy, and she asked him to hunt the lion. They went there, and she said that like, okay, go faster, something like that. So
Mhm.
she is a brave girl. She is not a shy type girl. She likes adventures, and so that's how she fell in love with Samson, and she witnessed him killing the lion by bare hands. So uh, it's obvious she wanted she badly wanted to marry him.
Mhm. So after he got kind of what was his prize, right? So this king of Philistines, when he was convinced that Samson killed lion with bare hands, he offered him a prize, right? So some money, and you can took a girl, if I'm right. And he chose, right? And he
He was-
chose, and he
Ivan.
chose, yeah, another girl, yeah. Leila.
Samada.
Sorry for the interruption. The king gave him the ring. You remember?
Yeah.
And he refused this. He said, instead, I want to marry her. Remember?
Yeah. So Leila, my question is, should we say that he betrayed Delilah first?
I mean, but just think about it. Delilah is interested in him.
Mhm.
She is interested in her sister. So no betrayal here for me.
No betrayal. But but it was the first point, right? The first kind of stone in the basement of this conflict, right?
Yeah.
That's how it started. So it's the reason of everything, I think.
While we are watching it, especially you gentlemen, haven't you understood that Delilah is interested in him more than a lot? The way she acts, the way she touches him, the way she looks at him, it's obvious.
Well, yes, I got this impression.
Thank you.
I didn't notice that.
especially because she explicitly said a few times, right? So she said, "Just marry me," So she knew that you should not, make a small clues for men. You should tell them. what to
She
do.
was brazen.
Nice.
She was so sure of herself. Anyway.
Yeah. And okay, so Vasant describes that he chose her sister, right? And there was a wedding is going to happen, but Delilah now is an evil, right?
She's on duty now.
Yeah, wow, she's so, I don't know what the word was, serpent, right? She's like a snake. She made a trap for him, prepared a trap for him. Yeah. What can go wrong if you invite 30 soldiers of your enemy? So it will be nice.
But what I liked about Delilah there, Ivan, she wasn't expecting this, that he was going to marry her sister. but she didn't try to show this. She controlled her feelings and she kept her chin up and decided to do something.
Mhm.
No, she's like a snake. You're right.
Yeah. And at that moment, I recalled the movie that we watched, this one, Gone with Wind. Oh,
Yeah.
So this lady is also strong, she will not complain. She will make everything, to get what she wants.
They look like each other anyway, the characters there.
Yeah, close, right?
Yep, like Scarlet,
Sky.
Yeah.
plotting, scheming to get what she wants. Yeah.
Yeah, it's I think to cross the road of such a girl, it's like across a train road, to be under the bus.
Yeah.
Okay, so question is a bit of, I don't know, social questions. So, Gerard, could you please read number
3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The film makes a considerable effort to portray the Philistine or Philistine?
I say Philistine, but I'm not sure.
Philistine and Hebrew societies in detail. What were the striking features of these societies are shown in the film? Can you identify some of the costumes, or traditions?
Mm.
Okay, I think the Philistine society was based in several gods, whereas the Hebrew society had only one god, an invisible god. So the Philistines had some idols, some statues, and then they mocked the Hebrew because their god is invisible. The striking features, well, the Danites were the slaves of the Philistines. Some of the costumes, okay. I know difference.
So these Philistine soldiers, they were kind of rich, I would say, right? They all had this kind of bronze helmets. So for that time, I think it's a lot of money. So they well equipped, I would say, this Philistine.
Did you know that the adjective Philistine means also an uneducated person?
Yeah.
In English? Yes.
Has kind of a bad connotation. Yeah.
Yeah. A person without culture.
Okay. So they were kind of warriors, right? So they took this land by force. They oppressed Hebrews, made them slaves. Right?
I don't know why, but the Jews in the Old Testament always end up being slaves of some tribes, like the Egyptians in Babylon, here in Israel, in Philistine.
Everybody hates Jews, I guess.
Yeah. But were they like people without the land in the Bible? Is it correct?
I think Israel was the promised land, but the Philistines had the promised land,
Can I ask you something? I'm not sure. This is Philistine, not Palestine, right? Different.
But it's the same. The word is different, but the place is the same.
I think the Philistines originally lived in the Gaza Strip.
Right.
So they came from the same area as Palestine.
Okay.
But they were a different people.
Thank you, Teacher Lee.
Yeah.
Lila, I once shared a cartoon, this land is mine. Don't take this land. Have you watched it? So there are like kind of, I don't know, 50 tribes who cut themselves to took this land.
Okay.
And Philistines was just one of them.
Yeah, you might think of them as the Aborigines of that area, maybe.
Maybe.
Before the Palestine and everybody else took over the land, yeah.
But did you know that the Jews only ruled this land for 3 centuries? And always claim that is the promised land, that Israel was theirs. But they only ruled this land for 3 centuries.
Wow.
Still a long time, but
Well, in comparison with 3,000 years.
yeah.
I understand. Okay, so but we see that Hebrew, I don't know how pronounce Hebrew, they are poor, right? They are kind of farmers. They don't have anything, but Philistines, they are kind of prosper, right? They have a lot of silk, carpets, everything, jewelry. So they are Hebrews, right?
Hebrews, yeah.
Hebrews, yeah. So they are oppressed. Okay, let's go back to Samson and Delilah, number 4. Leila, could you please?
Sure. At the beginning, Samson wasn't interested in Delilah, but afterwards, she used her, how can I say,
Charm.
attractive, just body, eyes, her charm, and I taught a word. I just have learned a word. Just a second, treacherous, and
Treachery. Yep.
and just a second, voluptuous woman.
Voluptuous, yep.
Because these are my notes, teacher. Like you see, I'm a good student. And I didn't like Samson. You think that every woman can just say, oh, he's handsome. For me, he means nothing, because that look on his face, I just can't stand it. One. Really, teacher.
Yeah. Like a rich man, thousands of women want him. So
No,
he
no,
doesn't,
no.
they're all the
Thank you.
same to him. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
No way. And their relationship, of course, evolved, developed, because he was interested in Delilah, and he attracted her because she's really clever. The way she walked, the way she used her hands, so feminine. And this stupid Samson, he thought this woman could be with him forever, I think.
Yes, so she kind of trust her, right? For
He trusted everyone, right?
Mhm. So, and the lesson that we should learn: never trust a woman. Right?
But this is an exception. Come on.
Okay. Yeah. Well, but really, she's a beautiful, right? She's beautiful. She's feminine. She kind of not only looking, but she's big, right? She's kind of she knows her, I don't know, best features. So it's impossible for a man, to defend for a long time.
But some women still nowadays also, it's the same. Some women have more than one masks.
Mhm.
She knows where to use which mask. She's clever.
I remember there was some kind of French expression, "femme fatale" or something like this.
Yeah.
Fatale.
Yeah. Femme fatale. That's French. Yeah.
I think Delilah is kind of a very description of this femme fatale, right? So,
But you can say also some men are stupid.
Yep.
But I think most men would have fallen with Delilah.
Yeah.
okay, I don't know.
Yeah.
There is a question 5. It's like again about biblical narration. So it says that a movie kind of changed the plot, right, from the Bible, but I don't know. Gerard, do you know what's the difference?
Yes, I just read the story. Samson married a Philistine woman, and was a problem. I think he was the Philistines mocked him, and he was very mad at them and killed 1,000 of them. But I think that the gist of the story is the same. What happened? his weakest point was the hair,
Mhm.
you know, and they blinded him, you know, and the columns. So this is the real story.
Yeah, but so can we say that this movie it's less bloodthirsty than the Bible?
More, I think more or less the same. The story feel.
But I only read that Samson wasn't mentioned in the Bible. Is it true, Gerard?
No, he's mentioned. He's important in the Bible.
No, the romantic relationship
Ah.
was not mentioned.
Okay.
With
The
Delilah.
movie, yeah, the movie added that love element, I think. That may not be
Well,
real.
No, it says Samson fell in love with a beautiful Philistine woman named Delilah. Yes, that this is what say the Bible says. The Bible.
It does say that in there? Okay.
Mhm.
Because number 5 says that the film introduced the romance.
Yeah.
And that wasn't in the Bible narrative. So I'm not sure. 'Cause I've never read the Bible either. So
Hmm.
But maybe in the Bible, you know, marriage and weddings, they not equal to romantic relationship, right? So it's different.
it could be. Yeah, it could be.
So you usually at that time, you know, all the time you don't choose to marry someone because you love them, right? So you just prescribe it to marry someone.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to Delilah betrayal. Well, do you remember this number 6? Could you read this?
Delilah betrayal is a pivotal
Pivotal?
Pivotal.
moment,
Mhm.
pivotal moment in the story. What were your feelings during the scene when Deliliah cuts Samson's hair? How well do you think this scene translated from the biblical story to the screen?
Okay, forget the
Okay.
last part.
I don't know.
Yeah. So what about and hair? Hair, it's already plural. So you don't need
A
S.
very important moment, really.
Yes. Okay. So what were you feeling?
I felt sorry for Samson because Delilah betrayed him.
Betrayed?
Yes.
Or because of his hair? No.
No.
Well, what I found funny in this story, you know, because they choose hair as a I don't know, as a symbol of this strength. Right?
Strength.
Yeah, and what I like about hair is that they grow again, right? So you can cut them, then wait for 2 weeks, and my strength is back.
Yeah.
It's funny. I also like it very much, this explanation in the movie when they talk, you know, so how the god knows what the lion is the powerful one because of his mane.
Yes.
So it's really funny. It's I don't know. I like this moment very much. Yeah. Well, what do you think? If this hair grow again, so the power will return?
Yes, maybe not so strong.
But the explanation was very simple, you know. So Samson said, "My God, he's kind of on the top. He's everywhere, and he sees all these creatures, and the one who has the I don't know longest hair is the one who deserves the power." Wow.
You know, Ivan, maybe that's why they blinded his eyes.
I think the reason is different, Leila. I think the
Nah.
reason.
They were just being mean.
Yeah, but they were mean. But also, do you know that Delilah made an agreement, right? So you cannot touch his skin, and you cannot share.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that, but
Mhm.
also, you know, before they blinded him, the king warned them, don't do anything to his skin. But I think you're right. The longer the hair gets, the stronger he gets as well. So if he loses his sight, what is he going to do?
Yeah.
I think
yeah.
Yeah. So they what's the word? Disarmed him, right? So if
Yeah.
even if he gets the power back, so it's still useless.
Mhm.
Okay. Actually, I think that in the movie, if you think a little bit about the movie, there are a lot of kind of importance, significance in the words, right? So Delilah said, "Don't touch them." They found the surface, ice that was not in agreement, right? So kind of importance of wording, right? And this riddle on the wedding, right? Again, so the whole destiny of many people is because of some riddle, right? Because of the words. So it's kind of interesting.
yeah.
Fine. Okay, let's go further. Number 7, Vasant, could you please help us?
Number 7. Once Samson loses his strength, he is subjected to the mockery of the Philistines. Discuss how the film portrays his emotional and physical state during his time. Oh, okay, yeah. He was tied and dragged. I think it's in the it's earlier in this film, I think. But yeah, they used him as a like an animal to do a
Yes.
rotation,
Mhm.
yeah. And so I don't know the name of that machine.
It's a
It
mill.
is used to get oil. Is that right?
Actually,
Or flour.
it's a yeah. You put kind of what wheat.
Grains. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
grains, and it will make flour out of it. Yeah, and they sometimes they pull his leg in front of the king and made mockery and said that the slave will bow before the king and something like that. Yeah, and they even allowed spectators from the window. They also made mockery. They provoked him to use his power and everything. Yeah, it was crucial punishment doing over and over again.
What's the reason? Why they are so mean to him? So what bad did he do to them?
I think initially he set fire and in the city. I think I think that's what made them angry. Yeah.
And he was kind of a Robin Hood, right? He was.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's a thief. He steals money and gold, everything from the passerby, and he gave it to the poor. I think in his village, and who's in the need, he gives it to them. Yeah, that's what makes the
Yeah, I remember.
rich people angry.
I remember he said it's a tax. You used to tax us. Now I tax your nation. It's a tax that you pay. So that's why they're so angry. But still, they too mean, right? So they are mocking him. They are making him suffer without, I would say, without a proper reason. Okay, number 8. What is this? Gerard, could you please?
The character of Delilah experiences a change of heart in the film. How do you interpret this development in her character? Is it consistent with her behavior earlier in the film? Do you mean when?
Do you remember when she went to the mill, right?
When Samson was a prisoner, you mean?
Yeah, this one.
Yeah, that it's like she repents having betrayed him. But I think it was quite nonsensical. He betrayed him when he was, he was corresponding her love. When he was in love with her, then she betrays him. That's nonsensical. We understand at the beginning he betrays him because he loved his sister. He didn't care about him, about her. So now it doesn't have any sense.
Well, in Russian literature and in Russian culture, we often say that the feel of pity, the feel of sorry is a kind of can provoke a love in women, So if they feel sorry about you, probably they will love you.
Wow.
Yeah, we call it the maternal instinct. They want to take care of you like a mother. So maybe it's not really love, but it's similar. Yeah.
And also the relationship between love and hate, that always is said that they are two sides of the same coin.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What I'm
it's-
thinking here is Delilah has always been in love with him, but she also hates him because he didn't get married to her. So here at that part, she understood that she regretted what she had done, and she said, I still love him, but it is too late sometimes.
I think
Yeah.
the point that makes change her, was the moment that Miriam came to warn Samson about his parents, his father was a stone and his mother beaten. And Delilah said, "Oh, you pay attention to Miriam," but actually Samson paid attention because Miriam told about her parents being in danger. She wanted to go with him into Egypt, but because Samson didn't do that, I think she decided to betray him.
Gerard, what I'm thinking is that if a woman really loves somebody, she can have a lot of different feelings. She got jealous. Jealousy triggers hatred or revenge. You know what I mean? A woman like her could be really dangerous.
Unrequited love.
Yeah. And the reason she initially liked Samson was he was a great man. He was big, he was strong, he was handsome, he was confident, he was assured, he was capable. And then when she saw him blinded, in chains, groveling on the ground like an animal, she realized that his change from up here to down here was because of her actions.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what made her feel ashamed of what she had done to a great man. And it was at her hand that this happened.
Teacher Lee, what I thought that, of course, it could be, just my being so emotional. I said, okay, she did understand now. She loved him a lot. And, it was a kind of motherly love, as you mentioned before. But she wanted to save him. So I said, oh my God, Delilah loves him.
I think at the beginning, she was envious. She wanted,
Right.
a handsome, strong man to protect her. But at the end, I think it became pity. When she saw what she had done to him, she pitied him for his fall from a high place to a low place.
But feeling pity can't be love. Is it true?
I don't know.
They're intermingled. I mean, yeah.
But
I would say they're different myself, but
yeah, but also let's don't forget that when she betrayed him, she made an agreement not to hurt him, right? So she tried to save him. So she tried to not to cross the point of what's the point? Not retrieval, how we call it? I forgot. In physics, right? We have a point when you cannot return back. So
you're talking about equilibrium or the point of no return?
Well, yes, point of no return. So she wanted not to cross this point, right? She wanted to make an ability, to play this game differently, right? So
yeah, she had ambivalent feelings. She loved him, but she hated him. So she wanted to punish him, but not too much. Yeah.
This is love, Teacher Lee.
yeah, so we will punish you now, but maybe tomorrow, when I love you again, so we will play this game differently. We will.
One of my friends, who's a psychologist, he always says, love is a disease.
You know what I think? I think that sometimes people that are stranger to us, right? That are the people that we don't care about, right? They cannot hurt our feelings much, right? So because I don't care, if some stranger, say something, I just don't care. But if it's if my wife did this, it's a different story, right? it's a woman about her souls I care a lot, and I will be hurt a lot, So that's why hate and love, they always so close.
And also, he told her his secrets.
Yeah, secret as well.
Yep, he confided in her. Yep,
Yeah.
which was his fatal mistake. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we have a saying in English: we hurt the ones we love.
I love it, but
And that goes back to what Yvonne is saying. A stranger can't really hurt you much, but a loved one can hurt you with a word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And probably it's what happened to her, right? So she was hurt first by Samson, then she wanted to kind of repay, and it became to be, a swing, this side and this side. So yeah, it goes.
Yeah, we call it
Yvonne,
tit for tat. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Ivan, what would you do if you were Samson?
At what point? I will first
Yeah, I
of
mean,
all,
would you
first of all,
forgive
Leila,
her?
Well, I said it for protocol, you can write this down. I would never fight a lion with my bare hands,
Betrayal, I don't generally forgive betrayal. My first wife, back in 1977, I hate her to this day. I would let her drown in front of me rather than lift my hand down to pull her out.
Well,
Betrayal is forever in my mind.
I agree with you, Teacher Lee.
But in general, I'll answer your question without a joke. I would rather avoid, to have a relationship with a woman like Deliliah, because it's like a play with fire, play with a bomb. So you will never know when you're safe, when you are in danger. So I would like to.
There are two alternatives. One, fire, the other way is only kind of, how can I say, calm weather. I mean, you can choose.
You can tell it's a man world if you watch the old TV series. You always have a beautiful wife and a fat, ugly, lazy man. And all of us are always thinking, why did she marry this overweight guy who's an idiot? The man's always an idiot, right? Stupid, bumbling, makes mistakes, incompetent, but the wife's always beautiful and intelligent and very competent, and she overcomes the man's shortcomings. That's a Hollywood thing. Dumb man, beautiful woman. How do they get together? A beautiful woman is not going to go for a dumb man in most cases. They can pick Samson.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I can't stand stupid people. I'm so sorry.
Okay, let's skip a few questions because I don't understand them actually, and let's talk. Let's talk
Then
about.
you answer, Ivan.
Let's talk about the destruction of the temple. So, Wola, tell us a little bit about the temple, about the god of Philistine. What was his name? Dagon, yeah. What do you know about him? Nothing, right? Yeah. I tried to Google about this god, Dagon. I did not find much. And I put this text in our chat, and it says that it's, who knows? So we have no evidences of this god or something. He's not mentioned anywhere. So probably nothing.
Yeah, we would call him a minor deity. He's just a little god. He wasn't very famous.
Okay. He was a god of, I don't know, of harvest time, right? A god of, what was the word for this? When you ripe your fruit.
Yes, harvest.
Harvest, yeah?
The harvest, yeah, harvest, yeah.
So He was in
Yeah.
charge of harvest. Yeah. Probably.
Is this the God who gives Samson the power?
Mhm.
Yeah.
No. It was a god of Philistines, not of
Okay.
Jewish. Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Ivan.
Okay. So, destruction of the temple. How did it go?
Samson stood between two columns and
Pillars. Another word. Yes.
his pillars, and he pushed away one, so it all fell.
Built, yeah, like a house of cards, right? So you push one pillar and it's all destroyed. But why he was here? Why he was on this? I don't know what it was. Festival.
He was fighting.
With who?
They mocked him to fight. They paid him to fight.
With these small people, right? With something like this. So actually, he was a part of what? Of the kind of a gladiator, right?
Yeah. But also they just made fun of him a lot. He couldn't do anything because he couldn't see. Maybe doing this, he said, hey, I may lose my sight, but here I am. I'm still strong.
For a moment, I thought they are going to kill him at this party, I would say, because
Ivan,
they were,
do you remember? He asked Delilah where the columns are in the temple.
yeah.
I think he made the plan beforehand.
Exactly. Because he had a chance to escape before, but he to the land of pharaohs, as they say. But he decided to stay. He decided not to leave, right? So I don't want to live being blind. I don't want to escape. I will stay here and I punish those who did it to me, right?
Yeah.
Kind of a heroic things. I don't know about other culture, but half of Russian heroes like this. I'm going to die and kill someone. So it's it's a definition of hero in my culture.
There are two versions of Samson and the columns. In one version, they're close together and he pushes them apart. In another version, they're far apart and he's chained to them and he pulls towards him. So I'm not sure which was the actual case.
Well, the temple is destroyed. That's the only thing important, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and the last question is for all of us, right? So I think it's about general idea, but let's rephrase it, right? So what was the message? What we learned from this movie, from this story? Vasans, what should we learn? Please teach us. Vasans don't want to. Doesn't want to. Yeah. I'm talking about the whole message of this story. What should we learn from this story?
But I hate to say that, but don't trust the beauty of the woman.
Wow.
It may deceive you.
Our saying is, hell hath no fury like a woman scorned.
And I think the reason also because she is aware that she is beautiful and witty, she has a lot of quality. So it's unrequited love. She's very angry because she should have any man she wanted to. So that's the reason she's especially mad.
Yeah, when he refused her, it was totally unexpected for her, right? She was very self-confident, right? And she actually kind of made the first step, right? Made the first step. So she expected, I guess, so it will just happen, but she got a refuse. Yeah.
You know what I'm thinking? what I think that after I watched the film, if you are brave enough to be in love with somebody deeply, you have to take the risks.
Well, yes, when we expose ourselves to anyone, right, it's a risk always. So we benefit from this, but we are also exposed to the risk.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's correct. I don't know what I learned from this story, but at least I like that I kind of now I'm aware of the story because I can see a lot of reference to this, right? So we see songs about Delilah, we see some kind of idioms. I heard about this lion that Samson tamed and all those things. Very famous.
Ivan, my favorite one is what teacher Lee wrote, Trust and Betrayal. That's it.
Yeah. Classical plot, right? Trust and betrayal.
Yeah.
If you know the constellation Orion,
Mhm.
sometimes it shows a picture of him as holding a club in one hand and a dead lion in the other hand.
Mhm.
Orion was a hunter. And when I think of him with holding a dead lion, I think of Samson. Yeah.
But Gerard, do you remember Samson had another weapon, right? This donkey jawbone.
Jawbone of an ass. I think an ass is like a donkey.
Yeah.
Lee.
Yeah, the donkey's jawbone.
Yeah, the jawbone was very strong. It's like
Yeah.
made by
Oh.
titanium.
That's right. I'm going to kill you with the jawbone of a donkey. Shameful way to die.
Gerard, was it mentioned in the Bible? Or we made
Yes,
this-
yes, this is mentioned in the Bible.
Oh.
Hmm.
Unexpectedly.
The lion story, the jawbone fight, yes, the pillars of the temple. Mhm.
I don't know why, but in my town, down about 5 miles from me, there's a jewelry store.
Mhm.
And I don't know why, but in the front of the jewelry store, it shows 2 stone columns and it shows Samson in the middle pushing them apart. And that's in front of a jewelry store. And I'm going, what does Samson have to do with the jewelry store? Beautiful woman, I guess. I guess when you see him, you think of the beautiful woman. So you want to buy jewelry for the beautiful woman that betrayed him.
Beautiful women, teacher Lee, to attract them.
don't know.
Do you remember Delilah got 1,100 silver coins, right? For betrayal. Maybe this is kind of jewelry. I don't know.
Well, we call it blood money. If you remember Judas,
Yeah.
Judas betrayed Jesus, and he was paid in gold coins also.
Mhm.
And we call that blood money because you're being paid to cause the death of someone else. Yeah.
13 silver coins. 13? No, 30 silver coins.
30 silver coins.
30 silver coins, yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Mm.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so anything else? Any questions about the story? What's something that we should mention? Something that we forgot? Well, what was your favorite scene in the movie?
The favorite scene was when Delilah cut his hair.
Okay. Why? Right. Very intense, right?
Yes.
But if you ask me, I liked the very beginning when Samson and this military guy, they had a conversation, a dialogue, and I like it how he was confident, how they were joked to each other. So he was a kind of talking back, and I like this. He was a very confident guy and understanding his social position, right? And he said, "I would beat them all on the hunt, but I don't have a horse. I cannot find a lion first." So that was the first help of Deliliah. She gave him a horse. She gave him this chariot or something.
I don't have the right tools. Yeah.
Yeah. So without her, nothing would be possible. Okay.
Sure. All right.
Leila, anything we should
No, I enjoyed it because it was a kind of, just different film for me.
And it's
Oh.
very famous. If you say Samson and Delilah, everyone immediately knows trust and betrayal is what
Yes.
it's about.
I
Yeah.
love that trust and betrayal.
Yeah, Beauty and the Beast, right? He was the beast. She was the beauty. Yeah.
Yeah, Vasant, you put me in a tough position. So I don't know. Should we discuss other slides besides the first one because you put the whole story here? We have soldiers, columns, pillars, all these knives, love, all together. Very good job.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
So we still need to do some kind of gallery or something out of this.
when a woman looks at a man with hatred in her eyes, we say she's looking daggers at him. She's sending daggers, knives out of her eyes and stabbing him with her eyes. She's
Wow.
looking daggers at him. So these knives here for Samson kind of reminds me of she's looking daggers at him, wishing him death, wishing him harm.
Well, God save us from such women. Okay. Vola, could you please describe this picture?
Yes, an old man, the storyteller,
Mhm.
he tells a story to young children to
Mhm.
teach them,
Mhm.
but it is against Philistine,
Yep.
so they punished him.
Yeah. What can you find in this picture? Something,
Donkey.
a donkey, right?
Mm.
Can you see on the backstage? There is
Yes.
kind of, I don't know how it's called, but it's a thing to make a carpet, from the strings.
And also for water.
A well, right? Well.
Yes, well.
Mhm. Teacher, is there a special name for this wooden stick that you use when you're walking?
Just a
Okay.
walking stick, or sometimes we call it a cane or a walking cane.
But is it correct to say that cane usually kind of a short one, right? Cane. 'Cause
Yeah,
this
this
is-
one, yeah, I would call this one a shepherd's stick because we usually show a shepherd that has sheep. We
Mhm.
usually show him with the stick with the curve at the top. I think the curve at the top is so he can stick it around their neck and pull them in his direction.
Mhm.
Teacher Lee, what about blind people use cane?
We would just call it a cane, a walking cane or a blind man's cane. Usually has a white tip painted on it.
Yeah.
That lets us know he's blind, so we are more careful.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that most of them cover their head, these Jewish people? Yeah, I read somewhere that it's their way to pay respect to their God, never to show bare, not covered head. It's a way to pay respect. So that's why sometimes they have a small small heads called Yermolka or something, some special name.
Yeah.
What is it for?
To pay respect to the God.
I see.
Okay. Not
Like
much.
the hijab, you got to cover your hair to show respect.
Okay, so but it's a pretty well. I don't know. It's an old town, right? And there's a dirt on the floor, no pavement yet invented. Yeah, but still, it's a lot of space, I would say. Okay, let's go further. Leila, could you please help us with this one?
Okay, his mother is talking to Samson. Samson is not listening to her really,
Mhm.
She's complaining about his behaviors. And she's holding what in her hand? I'm not sure.
Just a wooden stick. And
No,
Are you
spoon, like a
sure?
spoon.
I don't know, Gerard, because she was cooking, you remember?
Maybe a ladle. I can't tell. Like a dipping spoon, you know.
I don't know. Okay, so the girl, sorry, the lady on the left is on the left, and she's talking to him. She's just he has a dog on her
No, it's a
on
sheep.
yeah.
It's a small one.
Look at his face, you know, just looking at the dog, smiling at her, and not listening to what the mother is saying. And the place is where they live, I guess. I like the way the tree grows, you know, and I can see some pots, and I can see some apples. That's all. She's wearing a kind of apron, I guess. That's
Well,
all.
do you have any stereotypes about Jewish mothers? No?
I don't know. The only thing I know about Jewish men, I mean, now have braid hairs. You know that, Teacher Lee?
Say what?
Jewish men have 2 braid hair. I watched a kind of series,
Yeah,
and
yeah, I understand.
it's the presents.
No,
So
Seriously?
yeah, but we have a strong stereotype. We have a few actually strong stereotypes about Jewish mothers, especially. First one that they are overprotective, just overprotective to impossible extent. You know, they don't allow you to do anything. Right? The first one.
Yes,
and
but
another-
Ivan,
Yeah.
is she talking to him in a very, bossy way? I don't think so.
It's not a bossy way, but she actually, if you remember, she denied him to do anything. She said, "Don't go there, stay home, don't do this, don't do that." So kind of, she fits my stereotype. And another stereotype that we have that they are like constantly talking. So
Yeah.
you cannot say a word if there is a Jewish old woman around, so you just listen.
Yeah.
But it's of course it's stereotype. We understand, right? It's a joke, almost, right?
And if you're an ugly baby, the mother will always love you. So we say you have a face that only a mother could love. Yeah.
Okay, let's go further. Vasans, could you please?
This one, the commander-in-chief, is that right? I don't know his position, but he offered him silk clothes from Gaza, I think. For it's a gift for the lady. Yeah, some sort of a bribery.
But why he got these gifts? What's the reason for these gifts?
To marry her.
Yeah.
An offer to marry her.
So this military guy, he looks very posh, right? So golden hat, I cannot imagine, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
so,
cloak. Yeah, very, very nice. Yeah.
but it's so impractical, right? So gold is heavy and it does not protect well. So strange solution, just to show how rich you are, right?
Yeah. Probably gold plated, so it's probably cheap metal, but gold on the outside to make it look pretty. I don't know if they could gold plate back in those days or not.
I doubt so.
But these kind of clothes, Ivan, make anybody's neck so short.
So short, yeah. Yeah, but they are very rich people, I would say. So it's do you remember it's 1,000 years before Christ was born, right? And they have costumes like this, just impossible. So, and house like this, just impossible. So the house of rich man should look like this one.
Yeah, yeah.
not like this one.
Yeah, look at the wall behind him. The wall is like a beautifully painted mural. Like what? Back in those days? Maybe, but it surprised me.
No, I don't think it's just impossible. So at that time, there must be a lot of animals inside house. Yeah, and everything. So yeah. And door, right? It's with murals, with some bronze. I don't know
Yeah,
how called handlers. Like
really nice home. Yeah, really nice home.
yeah, it's more like medieval, right? Somewhere on the Middle East or something. Okay, this one. Gerard, could you please?
Yes, here we can see Samson watching Samada.
Mhm.
She is practicing with a javelin. She has the fur of a lion, She
As a
practices that.
target, right?
And teacher D, do you know this actress?
I'm not sure.
Angela Lansbury?
Oh, is that her?
Yeah, she
Oh,
died.
okay. Wow. Okay.
She
Yeah,
died last year.
Murder, She Wrote. Yeah. I know the old version of her.
She
But
was young here.
Hmm.
So and in this moment, Samson was obsessed with this blonde girl. Like, it's the stereotype that men love better blonde girls. Maybe because they are rare.
Well, plus he's an athlete and she's an athlete. They both like, muscle things and outdoor skills and sports. So maybe some of that too.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
explanation.
But she didn't look as clever as her sister.
Yep.
And not interesting. And she didn't show, love to Samson. Maybe she
Yeah.
liked him a little, but not too much.
Yeah.
She's more intellectual.
Well, I'm a bit surprised that a girl practice kind of martial arts, throwing a spear, but who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe she's from rich family, just entertaining herself. Yeah, garden looks very
Self-defense for women. Yeah.
The garden looks very pretty, right? Again, so everything's clear, there is a vase with fruits, grapes, apples. There is a fence, colored fence, so it's
Wow.
wow.
Yeah. Decorative stone wall there. Yeah.
Yeah.
My summer house looks worse in this.
Yeah. Low ceiling there. Very short columns, low ceiling.
Yeah. Good. Very, very nice picture. Whoa, what is happening now?
Samson just broken this spear.
I think the good verb is bend, right?
Bent, yes. And Arthur is not happy about it.
Yeah, to say the least. Yeah.
They're like enemies,
Mhm.
and girl just looking at them.
Mhm. What is interesting for me in this scene that this girl, right? She has no kind of
Expression.
kind of no preferences between those two. So if you want, I can marry this one or that one. Both are good, so no kind of preference at all.
I think she doesn't like any.
Okay, but this dialogue that I mentioned, I like this dialogue because those two, Arthur and Samson, they were kind of struggling with words, and I like it this way. They did. What about the costume of the lady? What do you think? How would you describe this?
Golden,
Mhm.
like from a god.
From plates, I would say.
Yes.
Mhm.
And something sweet is not just some blanket.
Tunica, I guess a good word is tunica.
I think tunica is on Arthur
On a foot.
behind.
Mhm, mhm.
This is just
Yeah. And she had some kind of, I don't know, cap in her hair, right?
like Jewish.
Like Jewish cap, yeah, made of metal, I guess, or something. Yeah.
I would have thought the spear or the javelin would be a wooden shaft with a metal tip, but this one is all metal.
Yeah, it's not historically plausible, so it's for sure because
I've never seen an all metal spear before.
yeah, and it's 1,000 years before, yeah, before AD, so it's just impossible because the metal was so precious at that time, you know, so you cannot waste your metal just for this.
To show your strength, right?
Yeah. It's not,
Would be too
not
heavy,
very
that's
dramatic. Yeah.
Sounds. What about this one? Do you like the cat?
Yeah, but I think he's ready to attack the lion, and he asked her to get up on the rock so that she won't be harmed. Yeah, I don't think it's a CG. You know, at that time, there's no CG. I think they used a real lion in the stunt.
So, but it was a real cat, it seems, right? On
Mhm.
this movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably a well-fed circus animal.
But, yeah, but Samson was hitting him and strangling him and something else, you know, and trying to wrestle with him to make some kind of jumps and throws. So, well, it was kind of, I think it wasn't easy.
Yeah, today we couldn't make a movie like this. No animals were harmed in the making of this film. Yeah.
Yeah, but today we can, you know, draw anything with our computer.
Yes.
CGI, yeah.
Not a problem anymore. Okay, what kind of bush it is? What kind of flower we can see? So it looks like a
Tumbleweed.
tumbleweed. Yes.
Yeah, tumbleweed, yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Did you notice that Samson is always wearing a knife here in the arm, but
Yeah.
never use it? The whole movie.
But do you remember who used it?
I don't remember.
It was Delilah cutting his head.
Yes, Deliliah to cut his head. So that was the purpose of the knife.
Oh, she used his own knife. Oh, that was bad.
To add salt to injury, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Layla, a lot of beautiful women here. Could you please describe?
Yeah.
This was the moment, I think, but I'm not sure, Ivan. Was it before or after his decision?
It was before his decision. So they just discussing, was it
okay. Delilah said to the king, I can't believe it, but I saw it on my own eyes. He killed a lion with his bare hands. He is so strong. She was telling these kind of things to the king, and everybody was listening. And I don't think the man on the left behind the king didn't believe this story. And the soldier on the right, he just didn't like what she was telling to the king.
It was Arthur on the right. It was
Their helmets and very shiny. And the king is wearing something different. And what about the copper or gold staff, like an umbrella? What is that?
You're right, it's just an umbrella, you know.
A sunshade. Yeah, sunshade.
Usually, was it made from copper or gold?
Well, probably
Looks like gold, but who can say? You know, I don't know if they had brass back in those days or not. Could be brass.
Right.
Yeah, but
Brass
in
is
the-
cheaper.
Brass. I forgot that metal. Brass.
Yeah.
Right. And also, I like Delilah's clothes.
Mhm.
That's all, my dear.
Yeah,
I
but,
love I like the bracelets she was wearing. You know, it's lovely.
yeah, and we can learn that she's very confident, right? She talked to king in a way, you know, that I told you, I have witnessed it with my own eyes.
Yeah.
She's pretty confident, right? And she's not take a shit that it's a king or someone else. Yeah. I don't know, is she saved him at this moment or not? Was he in danger? But probably king was not happy that someone killed a lion that he was going to hunt, right? Probably Samson was in danger.
Yes, and also her sister, I just can't believe it. You know, no emotions in her face.
Yeah.
There has been a lady, a very, you know, just well-known lady who had aesthetic operation. She was like that.
She was cold, right? She was cold, no emotions at all. So you will marry him or this one, or he will marry your
Yes.
sister. You know, I don't care. Let me stay alone. Okay, just not to describe, just to mention, right? So he was defeating another guy, a famous wrestler, right, in this army. Okay, what else? The moment of what? I don't know. Let's describe something else. Taxes, right? Do you remember? They owe taxes and they got him. Gerard, could you please describe this one?
Yes.
Let's start from the beginning. So how they caught him? What was the luck?
I don't remember. Someone betrayed him.
Yeah, so military guys, they tried to catch him for a long time, but was without success. It was without success, and then king said, "I will send, you know, tax collectors, and we will say that it's all before Samson will be caught. So we will put additional tax on you." And his own nation, you know, betrayed him. They they gave him to the Philistines.
There was this guy, this small guy, a buffon. How do you call that? Teacher Lee, buffon?
Buffoon?
Buffoon, yes. It's
Yeah,
like a buffoon.
Yeah.
And Bone Joe of an ass.
Oh, is that what that is? That's a donkey skull? Okay.
Yeah, donkey skull. So Samson was so strong that he was able to untie, to break the wounds, the bounds, the
Yeah,
chains and the ropes.
Because God helped him, right?
Yes, he was helped by God. And we can see the soldiers are mocking him, trumpets, out of metal. These soldiers wear a lot of metal. That's curious.
Yeah. And it's hard to believe.
How do you call this metal, teacher? Bronze?
Looks like bronze to me. Yeah.
Chariots, whip, swords.
Yeah. And this on their arms, I don't know how we call this part of the arm.
Forearm?
Forearm, yeah, on the forearm, they have a defense, kind of, right, metal defense. And do you remember that Samson had it as well? And it was very useful when he was fighting the lion, because he was putting this forearm to his jaw, right, not to to disarm the lion.
Yeah.
Okay, so time flying fast, so let's you know, have a last one, the most important one. That's one that teacher Lee sold in front of jewelry store.
Yeah.
Shop.
Yeah.
Could you please mention something that you would consider?
a lot of guards,
Guards.
and actually this is columns like on green screen. They don't look real.
Well, what interesting that these pillars made of pieces, right? So if we see these columns or pillars in Egypt or in Greece or in Rome, they always like solid structure.
But in Rome there are also like pieces.
Yeah. So usually the lowest part, the basement is different, but then the column is like one piece, right? But it was before Rome. So another technology.
Yeah, I've never seen columns that were pieces like this. That's weird.
Yeah, that's weird.
And they put them awful close together, didn't they? Real close together.
Because there was a statue of their god on these pillars in the movie. So on the top,
Okay.
let me see if we have a picture. So these pillars, they
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They-
Yeah.
they
you're
have
right.
a heavy load, so that's why they're so.
Okay. You're right. Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much for this discussion. I'm happy
Thank
that
you.
we did
Thank
it.
you, Teacher Lee. Thank you, everybody.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Yeah, and if you can, for the next class, let's take some Star Trek or something. Because with Vova, we watched a Star Trek episode on TV, just a random luck. We just tune on the TV and watch some Star Trek, and Vova said me that he's missing Star Trek.
Yeah. Star Trek had some good stories. Good stories.
Yeah, let's find some. Thank you again. Thank you, Teacher Lee.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah, again, we have a lot in our chat, so I will put in our YouTube channel.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.